The right answer for you is something different. Do you have to accept that? If you accept it, you'll never be the kind of leader that you want to be, because there is more than one right answer. And that right answer is found when you walk through that door that I'm talking about, that figurative door that's inside of you that says, you know what, I'm standing here and I found the door, but do I have the courage to walk through it? Well, there is a door that you can walk through, and that many of you have walked through, that'll change your life. But it's not a magic door. It's a door that if you have the right access card, you can open. It's the door to our center. How many of you, when you went to the center, be honest, don't say it just because I'm asking. How many of you, when you walked into our center, the day you walked in and the day you walked out, you were the same person? Were you a different person? And why were you a different person? Because from that first day, we challenged you to see things a different way, to paint outside the lines, to find more than one right answer, right? From day one, we challenged you to do that. We don't do the work. That's the cool thing about it. If you don't get anything out of it, it's not our fault. Because we provide the tools that you can use to paint outside the lines and find the different answers that you need. What's happened over the last 2 years with people walking through that door? We've graduated 13 cohorts, 1,095 graduates. How many of you were cohort 1? Moses is here, Shushan's here, you got several cohort 1 people here, yeah? When cohort 1 walked in that center on July 20th, okay, I don't know how they felt, but I can tell you how we felt. We felt a little bit of relief, but we also felt, oh boy, I hope that our assumptions were right, because otherwise in 3 weeks they are going to just lop our heads off. I wasted 3 weeks of my time. Good for you. But that wasn't the case. Although I will say that I wish everybody from cohort 1 could come back and go through again, because the program is so much more rich now than it was. And why? Because we learned from cohort 1 and cohort 2 and cohort 3. We took what we learned and we incorporated it into the program. And we learned, not just you, we learned to see things a different way, to paint outside the lines, to find more than one right answer. And because we did that, the program is so much more robust today. We've got another 270 youth that are coming up in the final 3 cohorts of our program year 2. And we had, unbelievably, 5,000 applications, more than 5,000, for cohorts 17 through 19. Okay? Imran was breathing into a bag, okay, because he didn't know how, but they were going to go through these. If those of you who don't know Imran Baghu is our admissions director, and he sees 5,000. He and Cyril are literally there. I was afraid they were going to climb up to the top of our building and look around. 5,000 applications. But what does that tell you? The word of YALI is spreading. Yes. Young people want that opportunity. Now you may be sitting there and saying, oh yeah, that's great news for you, but what about me? I haven't got in yet. I applied. I applied against 5,000 people? What up? Okay? You know what? You may not make it this time. You may not make it the next time. But if you keep trying, we believe you're going to get to that door and you're going to walk through it. And when you walk through it, not because of us, but because of you. You listening to me? Not because of us, but because of you, your life is going to change. We've had some young people who have applied multiple times. The president of our alumni chapter in Democratic Republic of Congo applied 4 times. And on the 4th time, he was 35 years old, so if he didn't make it, he wasn't going to make it. Okay? He was trying to find a time machine. He said, get on down. He made it on his 4th time when he was 35 years old, and now he's the president of the alumni chapter in DRC. His name's Kraus Malaya, and he's a cool dude. But what you don't know about Kraus is that he sent me an email after I think we rejected him for the third time. Okay? So I get this email saying, and the headline's like, or the title of the email is like, rejected again or something. I'm like, oh good, this is going to be a positive email on Monday. You know what the email said? It said something like, and I'm paraphrasing, but it said, I've applied 3 times. I just and didn't get in. I just applied my 4th time. Okay? Was anybody in Kraus's cohort? He said, I applied for the 4th time. And he said, I'm 35 years old, so I don't get in this time. I'm not going to get in. But here's looking at something a different way. He said, I know I deserve to be there, but I don't want you to take me until you think I deserve to be there. I know that I deserve a seat, but I don't want to come until you think I deserve a seat. Okay? He struggled to articulate how good a leader he was. And on the 4th time, he did it. So don't be intimidated by 5,000 applicants. Just realize, be confident in yourself that you can be that person who makes it through. We've also received about $7.23 million in private sector support, which will keep the center sustainable year after year after year. We developed a transformation fund of $150,000 a year. This is money that goes to our alumni chapters so that they can do programs in their country and reach out to youth with the leadership message. 58% of our alumni continue to be engaged. You may say, well, 58%, that's just barely over half. You know what the average is for most university alumni programs? Not 58%, it's more like 28 to 30%. What this is saying is that, and some of our graduates aren't included in this number because they're so busy doing what they're doing, they don't tell us. Okay? These are the ones that actually tell us. We've got the virtual learning library that Andrew talked about. And we just created, with the support from Dow Chemical, an RLC series, a pilot episode that we hope will turn into a multi-episode series year after year. There's a 30-minute show, and it focuses on 3 different graduates and the impact they're making in their countries during that 30-minute show. We just filmed the first episode, and I'm glad to say Eric Omonda of the Mathari Foundation is one of the 3 from the first pilot. Coming to a television near you very soon. So, when you walk through that door, things begin to change. This is what we want for our alumni. In a world that's all the same, with people who want to all be the same, we're looking for the red dot. We're looking for the person who wants to be different. How many of you want to be different? Okay, not goofy kind of different like me, but really different. You know, in 1995, I was in Moscow, Russia, a place I never thought I'd go. Now I'm standing by a lady who's now one of my dear friends named Valeria Vorodyeva. I called her Valerie. She thought that was funny. Because in Russia you don't shorten somebody's name like that. But I call her Valerie all the time. She got used to it. And I remember in the cold winter walking through Red Square, and there's a department store in Red Square in Moscow called the Goon Department Store. And it used to be communist apartments. But at that time, it was a high-end mall. Very expensive stores. And I remember standing in the snow with Valerie. And she tells me, you know what's the difference between you Americans and us? I didn't know if I wanted to know the answer, but I said, why not? Go ahead and tell me. She said, when the communists were here, you didn't want to be different than anybody else. Because if you were different, they targeted you. They targeted the people who were different. You wanted to be the same. You wanted to be invisible like everybody else and just go about your business and keep your head down. If you were the red dot back in those days, bad things happened. I met two guys in the far east of Russia who were red dots during the communist time, and they ended up in Siberia in a mine doing hard labor. But you know what they're doing now? One of them's mayor of Vladivostok, Russia, and the other one is the governor of the province. And he told me one time, he said, look, everybody else just wanted to blend in. We stood out, so we got sent out here, away from our families, in prison, doing hard labor, and we got sent out here by Nikita Khrushchev. But you know what? Nikita Khrushchev, dead. Yuri Andropov, dead. Joseph Stalin, dead. All these guys gone. Guess what? We're still here. We're still here. They sent us out here to die alone, and we're still here, and they're the ones that are gone. You get it? Being the red dot may make you stand out. It may make you a target, but ultimately, it will make you the kind of leader that you want to be. That's the kind of leaders that we're looking for at our center. What kind of leaders do we hope to produce? And actually, they're all leaders. Everybody who walks in our door is a leader. We're just providing tools. But some of the tools that we provide will help you begin to understand what leaders really are. First of all, it's about being a sculptor. Taking a piece of clay, maybe taking an idea that's not formed, and it's not exactly the way you want it, and forming it into something. Did you do that, Sue, with your program while you were at the center? You knew what you wanted to do, right? You had the concept. But it's like working clay, and you turned it into something. It's amazing.